Hey guys, it's Zung and today I'm going to show you one of my favorite chicken dishes growing up. This is a salty, sticky, sweet, caramelized Vietnamese chicken that I like to serve over rice with some veggies to make the perfect weeknight meal. I actually learned how to make this when I was about 10 or 11 years old, so I know you guys can do this too. So first, I'm gonna start by marinating the chicken. You only need 4 ingredients. I already have a pound of chicken thighs that I've already cut up. It's like cut into bite-sized pieces, not too big, not too small. It will continue to shrink down once you cook it. So to marinate it, I'm just gonna add a few simple ingredients. Some oyster sauce, fish sauce, a little bit of sugar to balance, and some black pepper. Now just give it a mix, mix, mix. The full recipe will be written out in the description box below. You just want everything really well coated with the sauce mixture. And I'll just let it marinate for about 10-15 minutes while I make my caramel sauce. Traditionally, this dish is made in a clay pot, but I don't have one, and the last time I did, I broke it. So I'm gonna be using this Dutch oven. A heavy bottom pot will do if you don't have a Dutch oven. So first, I'm gonna turn it on to medium-high heat. Let the pot get nice and hot. And then I'm gonna add some sugar. So a lot of Vietnamese people like to use palm sugar or brown sugar. My mom swears by cane sugar. So I just have cane sugar that I got from the market, and I'm gonna add it along with a little bit of avocado oil. I'm using avocado oil because it has a high smoking point and it's very neutral, so it's not gonna add any extra flavor. I don't recommend using olive oil for this. Just mix the oil and the sugar together. And then be really patient because you're gonna have to wait for the sugar to melt and caramelize, so it'll really test your patience. Just give it like 5 to 6 minutes until you start seeing some action. But once it starts to caramelize, it goes fast. I have the habit of stirring it as it's melting, and I'm just gonna do it once. Try not to touch it once it starts to melt. Otherwise, it's gonna take forever. So you can see the colors changing and bubbling rapidly like this. So now I'm gonna turn it off. Give it one more stir. And then I'm gonna add my shallots and ginger that I've already julienne. Give it a mix. And I just saute it for like a minute until you start to smell that gingery goodness. Okay, then we're gonna add our chicken. Turn the heat back on to medium-high and just mix everything until the chicken is thoroughly coated in that caramel sauce. So once we're done mixing everything, we just kind of let it cook in its own juices and sauce until it's ready. You could of course cover it up so it kind of speeds up the process, but I like to leave it open with no lid on because then it'll really caramelize down. Just create this beautiful sticky sauce. If you want it more watery, then go ahead and close the lid, but this is good. And we're just gonna wait like 15 minutes until it's all done. Stir it occasionally. In Vietnamese cooking, there's really no rules, and most of the time there's really no recipes either because my grandma always did it by taste. So there was no measurements. I had to remeasure based on what they told me to do. So I hope you guys like this recipe. So for this dish, typically how I grew up, it's a very humble meal. Typically you have your meat, which is something like this, where it's called gà kho or do kho. You can make this with shrimp, pork, never beef, chicken, or even sometimes tofu, but you would have your protein, you would have your sauteed vegetables, and then you would have a side of rice. I didn't make any vegetables today, but the next video I will show you guys how to make veggie side dishes 3 ways, so stay tuned for that. But I'm gonna show you how the bowl would typically look. We'll make a rice bowl. We got our white rice to soak up all the juices. These days, I don't have a rice cooker, so I just make my rice stovetop. Just imagine some greens on the side. And then for our chicken, so to serve this as a family style meal, my mom used to add some more ginger and some green onions on top. I'm just gonna add some ginger here just so you guys get the feel of it. They love ginger, but for me, I feel like raw ginger on top would be a little intense, but it's fine as a garnish. And then you can see all of the juices that came out. It's gonna be so delicious spooned over this white rice that soaks it all in. I'm gonna garnish it with a little bit of green onions right on top. You can also garnish it with some jalapenos or chili, red chili. And now let's give it a try. That's the taste of my childhood right there. You guys might be wondering, there seems to be a lot of sugar in here. Is this like a sweet chicken dish? It's totally not, because we caramelized it. It's almost more like a, smoky flavor that it gave instead of like a sweet flavor. You know what I mean? And because we added the oyster sauce and the fish sauce, it's very well balanced. But of course, while you're cooking it, always give it a taste and adjust based on your own preference. I hope you guys enjoyed this super simple recipe that I grew up making. If I made it at 11, you can probably make it yourself too. Comment below, let me know what one of your favorite Vietnamese dishes are that you would like to see me make, and I'll go ahead and do that. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!